A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, so that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be fulfilled. This is my commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I will no longer call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends, because all things that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. This I command you, that you love one another." The Gospel of the Lord.
Good morning to everybody. Once more, Happy Easter. In our literature of this Sunday, the sixth Sunday of Easter, we're somehow revolving its theme on the theme of love. Of course, from the previous days of the last week, we have been already oriented to this love, and this love is the love of God. That is why in the letter of St. John, in the second reading, he described to us the source of love. And the source of love is no other than God. And God is love. So Jesus in our gospel today is so direct and bold to declare to his people, especially to the disciples, directly said, "As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Live on in my love." And in the end of the gospel, Jesus said, "I give you this commandment, love one another." Since God is the source of love because he is love, and Jesus experienced this love from the Father, and they have exchanged love to each other. Kaya huwag kayong maboard na puro at almost ang gamit natin sa mga sentence natin is the word of love. Because we are born out of love. So here, Jesus, as he experienced this deep relationship with his Father, is now going to share it to us. First to his disciples and those people around him who have been following Jesus. And they were considered to be the first community of Jesus who closely adheres to this theme of love of God. And Jesus wanted to see that love prosper in the world through us. That is why he said, "I have loved you." And that love of Jesus is not been ratioed from the love of God, but in toto. So what he had experienced from the Father is now giving it to his disciples and to all of us. Because the disciples shepherd here today is actually addressed to us, his people. And the expression of love of Jesus to his people is no less than His Paschal mystery. That is why if you are looking for a symbol or sign of love, it's not about the heart. But pagdating ng February 14, we are propagating that this day is the day of love. And we are bombarded by the commercial world and the world itself of various form of heart, various color of heart. But in the realm of God, heart is not the symbol of love, but the cross. The cross is the deepest and the stupendous form of expression of love to His people. Because in the cross, we see obedience, we see commitment, we see mission and participation, and communion to God and to others, and to all of us. Jesus, despite of the dreaded condition of hanging the cross, He accepted it without any complaint, because it is there that He will going to express the deepest offering that love can tell to His people. So we have heard from this gospel that the profound expression of love is to lay down one's life for a friend. So this is also the criterion of the expression of love. And this was modeled in the cross by Jesus Christ. So if you tell me that you love me and then you not give me somehow the needs that will going to sustain me to continue to be united with God, then you are lying. But if you say, I love you, but then you also ready to offer, sacrifice your life, then that is true love. Those who offer you love without accompanying it with actions, especially the submission of self to you, then I think you must doubt it. Because the one who loves you will always take care and put your priority ahead of their priority. Now, if you cannot do that, then we are far from the reality of God's love to His people. Because, sabi ng Panginoon, kailangan handa kang ibuwis ang iyong buhay. Not necessarily na yung tatawid ka na daan, siya magpapabangga at magpabundol sa sasakyan. No, it might be, but that's not what will going to be done by all of us. Kasi kung mangyari yan, naku, baka mapuno ang simbahan natin ng mga ililibing. What I'm saying is that there are many ways to do it and very many forms that we can express it, especially in a very ordinary and simple way. For example, entering this church, and if you happen to be together or accidentally, matawag natin sa Glenn, na nakasama kayo ng isang elderly, tapos almost late na kayong dalawa. Now, ang tendency natin is to secure and protect ourselves, to go ahead and find ourselves comfortable. But if you break that kind of attitude and then try to look the needs and the concern of the elderly that with you upon entering the church, you know, even if you miss the sign of the cross, you have already done something great for the Lord. Diba? Kung minsan, sa mga mall, pipila tayo kakain. Then biglang may dumating at sumulpot na mga bata, tapos gusgusin. Gustong bumili rin ng pagkain sa McDo, sa KFC. Ano ang ating response dyan? Ano ang ating reaction? The usual reaction natin ay parang, bakit nandito bata ito? Pinapasok ng security. Diba? Because we feel the mall is for the decent people. The mall is for those who can afford to buy anything in the boutique and in every food chain. But you should be enlightened by that experience, because whether we like it or not, we should not discriminate people around us, but rather open our arms to every possibility of encountering different people in a different form and manner. Kasi minsan sa sobrang bias natin, nakalimutan natin ang basic things. Now, if that tad or urchin, we call it, because they are considered to be street children, anong gagawin mo? Kung minsan sabi natin, Pap, sandali, tabi-tabi ka lang dyan. But there are people, their presence is there. So, you know what to do. But sometimes, we are curtailed by our own subjective understanding of friendship and relationship. Because, kung tunay nating ang Diyos ay nasa ating puso, lahat ay ating kaibigan. At ang lahat ng kaibigan ay binibigyan ng priority sa buhay natin. Dahil ito ang sinasabi nating Panginoon. My friends is always my priority. And our friends is nameless, is faceless. And it may appear to us sometimes we are not ready to accept and embrace them. And I hope that as we deal our life to be related and to be connected to one another, we remember this kind of love that Jesus have shown and modeled to us as a true disciples of the Lord. So that love will prosper in the world and will nurture each other, and may it give life to each one of us. So that the church that we build, we may always give birth to the church because of this love that is being expressed every day of the life we have in this world.